What's up, everybody? Welcome back into a semi-live. We're going a little bit on the DL tonight, but welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about reselling. We're going to talk about what I sold and each individual item, specifically how they're doing for me. Is it still a good item to pick up? How much am I selling it for? As always, thanks for coming in. I hope you get a lot from this channel. I hope you get a lot of information from what I'm giving you. I've been doing this for a long time, 8 years now, and I'm a teacher. So I'm a teacher at heart. I graduated with a teaching degree and I taught for 13 years. So that's what I do. So that's what I'm on here to help and help everyone out in their reselling journey. So what I have here, of course, is my phone because I take everything from my phone. So in my business, I list and take pictures and pull stuff from my inventory and everything from my phone. It just makes it so much easier for me because I'm always on the go, and that's what I did. What's up, Ross? So just doing a little live pack. So feel free to ask questions if you have any, but I'm going to kind of go through everything, why I sold it, if I'm going to still pick this stuff up, and how much it sold for. So the first thing I sold was this Indianapolis 500. This is the old Indy 500 sponsor, the Verizon, but it's a 2XL. Anything that's Nike and that's an Indianapolis Speedway or NASCAR, anything like that, it sells, just like college polos sell. That sold for $17.88 plus buyer pay shipping. And as you guys know, I have buyer pay shipping for everything that I have. What I do, I have all my labels already printed out, as you already know, from my thermal printer, which is the best investment that I've ever gotten in my reselling journey, I would say, other than my knowledge. But something that I could buy was a thermal printer. So first class, this is on its way. First item out the door. This next item is a Nike with a big, weird logo. It's called Depot Street, but a 3XL. That's why I bought it. I didn't care what this logo said. If I find a Nike polo shirt that's a 3XL or 4XL or 5XL, and it is, and it has any type of logo on it, I don't care. As long as it's big, it will sell. So this sold for $17.99 plus buyer pay shipping. I call it the surf's up method. Basically, I can take pictures of this and list it all within about 2 to 3 minutes. So with my business, it's all about efficiency. I will price my stuff a little lower just to get it sold and out the door, get that money in my pocket. Make sure it's going to the right person. And it's going to Chicago, Illinois, Chi-Town. First class again, out the door, buyer pay shipping. This next pair, let me make sure I'm up with y'all. Let's see. All right, so this next item is something that has been starting to sell over the past couple years, and they are Nike Shox. So Nike Shox have been selling as long as they're in good condition. A lot of time you'll see a lot of wear back here. I'm not on the tiki-taki. I'm just doing a YouTube. That way I can kind of describe the items without answering a lot of questions, but feel free to ask questions. But this is a pair of, like I said, Shox. I used to wear these back in like 2004 through 2008. So these are just a little away from Y2K, but they're in style again. And these sold for, I took a best offer for $40. Actually, I had these listed for a little over 2 months at $50. And I took a best offer for $40. Usually when I have something listed for like $50 and it's been sitting for a little while and I get an offer for a little bit under $40, I'll take that offer. A lot of times I won't counter because often you'll counter and you won't get you guys have all been there, you won't get a counter back. So I'll counter and then it'll just go blank. It won't reply. So this is going in one of those post office given shoe boxes, and these again are free from the post office. You can have them sent straight to your house. I have boxes and boxes of these in my attic so I don't run out of supplies. That's one tip, is do not run out of supplies. I always have enough supplies, especially these padded flat rate. Once it comes towards Christmas time, these things run out. These are like 4 weeks behind, so I always order a ton of these in the early fall. So here we go. These sold for $40 plus buyer pays shipping, and they are going to Tennessee. So I like to pick up Nike Shocks if I can pay $10 or under. I pay $9.99 for those. So I paid $9.99 for those. Next item that I got, this was a pretty good pickup. I picked this up not too long ago. Obviously the name, you're going to be like, oh, of course. Yeah, well, that's how I felt too. So Ferragamo, and it had, so this has three things going for it. Obviously the brand, it had the little logo right there, and it's linen. It's linen. So this linen shirt sold for, I took a best offer of 70. I had it for 100. I had an offer for maybe 70 before, something like that. I countered at 85, never heard from him. And then I heard from this guy, he said 70, and I just took it. So again, I had $5 in that shirt. I'm not going to be greedy and wait for $85 or whatever. I'm going to take the 70 and run and go buy a whole bunch more shirts with it. So that one sold for $70, and they're paying $6 to have it shipped to them. Again, on my poly mailer. If you guys have any questions ever, write them in the comments or DM me on my link trees, all in my description below. So here's an interesting item. So blazers and jackets and suits can be very lucrative. You can get a lot of money for them, but they also take a lot of time to list, and they're called a long tail item, which means they could sit in your store for longer than normal because, let's go through it. You have 38, you have 40, 42, 44, even the mid sizes, 43, 46, 48, 50, 52, plus short, long, regular, and all those sizes. So people have these suits that has to be just their size, but this is a Dolce & Gabbana suit, or just a blazer. It's brown, so there's nothing on the outside that screams Dolce & Gabbana. Not even the cuffs, nothing. So I had this sitting actually for probably about 4 months, and it only sold for $40. Again, I took the best offer at 40. The guy, I had it listed for 50. I took an offer for 40. But again, with suits and blazers, you have to know what to get. Dolce & Gabbana is a good brand, but really not the best. I sell Brooks Brothers better than that. In fact, I even sell Polo, or not Polo, but Ralph Lauren, the green label, with the gold buttons for that exact same price, $39.99. If that tells you anything. So, again, that's going out priority. And, of course, buyer pays shipping. Let's see, the next item. This was a good item because they're big. Again, you see a common theme with my items. The bigger, the better. So these are even pleated. They're white. They're Polo Ralph Lauren pants. They are size 52B by 32. And this is actually the third pair I had. The first two pairs sold right away. This pair sat. I don't know why. It sat. But it is white. I like to sell white between May and Labor Day. And so I'm glad I got this last one out the door. It sold for, let me make sure it's not going, yeah. It sold for $25, a penny less. $24.99, a penny less. And going out the door. So all these items I sold overnight. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. About 17 items that sold in 24 hours. So we're shipping 17 items tonight. So you guys get to spend some time with me over these 17 items. Again, I've gone over this in the past. I don't know if it's in a video or if it's one of my live thrifts, but this is Polo Ralph Lauren with the pony, and this is the like polyester performance kind. So you have the RLX, which is their golf line. Then you have the Polo Performance, which has the pony. The RLX does not have the pony most of the time, 99% of the time. It will never look like this. And people want that classic pony Polo Ralph Lauren shirt with that nice summer wicking material. So these always do really well for me compared to regular cotton ones. So it sold for $25.96, so almost $26. Again, I had 4 into it. I picked those up, and I'll continue to pick those up. So the rule of thumb for me in my business is, with clothing at least, as long as people are still buying it, I will continue to pick it up, right? That's easy. But I've been doing this a long time. So there are items that go season after season and people don't buy it. I have to lower the price and then they'll buy it. And they'll get to a point where I'm not making at least $10 to $12 profit and I cut that item out of my system. For example, Bugatti Uomo, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's a brand that used to do well, doesn't do well anymore for me. So I cut it out. This is just a regular Adidas polo shirt. Again, I do this, my quick method, the Surf's Up method. I list it in about 2-3 minutes and it sells pretty quickly for what I listed at. I only make $10 to $12 profit on it. And I sold for $15.19, which means I use Autopose, which is a service that if someone shows interest in my item, it automatically sends an offer out for 5% off and a little note that I've written for them. If you're interested, there's a link in my bio and you can get $5 off if you use my code SurfsUpFinds. But I love Autopose, and I know it's an Autopose sale because it's sold for $15.19. I don't sell anything of mine for $15.19 ever. But I pick up those Adidas polos, I can find them for $4 to $5, and I'll sell them Surf's Up method way. Again, first class out the door. So there's a quick $12 on that. These, I find these often, and these aren't doing as well as they used to. So when Haan used to come out, when they came out with these 0 grands and also like the Nike collab, they used to do really, really well. I just feel like the market's a little bit saturated now. I just feel like this style was really cool at first to have kind of that tennis shoe and the dress shoe style, but anymore they don't sell for like they used to. For example, these cost me $6, so $6, and I sold them for $30. So I'll still pick them up for that, but these sat around for about 3 months, and that's about my limit. I don't like things sitting around too long because I like my money working for me. So these guys sold for $30. Again, they are Haan 0 grand in excellent condition. No rips, no tears, no scuffs, just a little bit of wear on the bottom. And again, I'll send these out in my priority box that I get free from the post office. Why go to Walmart and buy a box when you can just buy one or get one for free from the postal service? Create an account online. I have a YouTube video about it. Create an account online and get the stuff free. That's what I have to say. And that's going to I always make sure it's going to the right person. Double check, because in my early days I would mess up and people would get the wrong item, and you never want to do that. So definitely. Do you recommend Autopose for beginners who only have about 240 items? That is, so Autopose has, I haven't told this to YouTube very much, but Autopose has been a ton of my business recently. So what Autopose does is it completely takes your item off right before it relists after 31 days. It will take your item off and then it will list your item as a new item. It doesn't relist it. It completely deletes it and takes it off and puts it on as a new item, so eBay doesn't recognize it, and it puts it up in its algorithms and pushes it up in your store. Plus, it likes it when your store lists new items, so your whole store gets pushed. That's why I've been selling 15 to 20 items, or about 15, 16 items a day. Really, 15 to 20 items a day, yes, for the past 3 or 4 weeks. And also, you can, that's one thing Autopose does. Number 2, if someone shows interest in your item, like they watch it, or they're scrolling through it for a matter of like 60 seconds to 2 minutes, it will send them an offer that I can decide. It was 10% for me. I changed it to 5% with the note that you can write yourself. Mine usually says like, thank you for your interest. For a little bit of time, I'll give you an extra 5% off if you want it. Act now, and they usually buy it. So a lot of my items are worth it. The question though is it worth it if your store has 240 items? My store has 1,300 items right now. It was up to 15, but because of Autopose, it's really helped my sales. I would say it's $30 a month. Again, use my code, you get 7 days for free. It might be worth it to you. But with 240 items, I say you're right there at where it would be worth it. Again, you have to have your items priced right. But why not try it for a month? Let all your items delist and relist for you for that month and see how it does for you. For $35, I feel like I'm paying an assistant $35 to delist and relist and send out offers. I never have to send out an offer. It automatically does it. So on my eBay page, send out offers to buyer. It's 1. Usually I have like 500 there. I have 1 because I have my Autopose assistant do it for me for $35 a month. So I feel like I should be paying Autopose $400 a month as an employee. So I think it's worth it for 240 items. I think it's definitely worth it to give it 1 month. If it's not worth it to you, cancel it. That's what I would say, if that helps. But it definitely has helped my sales for sure. For sure. Let's see. This is another. Do you recommend buying clothing pallets from liquidation factories? I don't. When I first. So the question is, do I recommend buying liquidation pallets? I know people that have. I know people that still do. Most of the people that have stopped because the liquidation pallets, they used to be a really good, big, lucrative thing. Back in 2016, 17, 18, right before COVID, you get the pallet, you get really good stuff, you get some bad stuff and donate it or throw it away or whatever. But nowadays, most pallet companies, you're welcome, most pallet companies will cherry pick what they want through there. And you're going to spend, I feel like you're going to spend a lot more time sifting than actually getting good items. If it's your only way to source, if you live out in a rural area and you can't go to thrift stores, maybe that is a solution. But my neighbor, I tell all the time, he used to do the pallets. He stopped doing them. He loved them until they weren't good enough for him. So I say no to them, but some people probably make a full-time living and do really well with them. Again, I know someone that does pallets, but they're like refrigerators and microwaves and washing machines and big stuff like that. They have a warehouse. So that's different. For clothing, I don't think I would. These are some Buck Mason. Buck Mason's a really good brand to look out for. It's definitely a Bolo brand. Be on the lookout for. These are shorts. I've never found shorts before. Usually I find sweatshirts and jeans or pants. Never have I found shorts. Never have I ever. They sold for $25 plus shipping. $25 plus shipping. So hopefully that answers the pallet question. I hate to be a Debbie Downer on that one, but I've never done it, so I can't say. But from what I hear nowadays, it's really not a great thing. So I paid $3.99 for those Buck Mason. They sold for $25. All right, next item is a brand that people pass over all the time. If I find anything Abercrombie and Fitch that is like $19.99, 2000, around that time period, maybe 2004, I guess it'd be 2000, 2005, somewhere in there, I pick it up. Like this screams Abercrombie and Fitch. I pick these up and I sell them for anywhere from $25 to $28. So this one sold for $22. And again, buyer pays shipping. I paid $4.50 for it, or $4.99. Well, I think I paid $4.50 for this one. It's going to Joshua in Idaho. I definitely want to answer your questions because that's what I'm about. What is the best way to price an item if comps are all over the place? Great question. I love that question. So I made a video on YouTube for it. And if you're using an iPhone or an iPad, you can easily do it because I did it for you. Basically just follow my buttons. But I'll show you. We'll do it together on my phone. Let me make sure this goes out. So the best way to look something up, let's say, and the prices are all over the place. So let's say a pair of Lucky jeans. So we're gonna go into the search box together on our phone. We're gonna type in men's Lucky jeans. And we're gonna type in a size because we have the size in our hand, in our possession, 36 by 32. And we're gonna type in, what's it, 362, or we'll just type in slim or straight. Yeah, we're gonna type in straight, 34 by 30. So I typed in Lucky jeans, straight, 34 by 30. You see the prices are all over the place. People are asking them. What I do, go to my filter, I go to condition, I go to used. because I'm selling a pre-owned item. Then I go to the arrow that shows back, and I scroll down to show more. I do this all in that video, and we go all the way down to sold listings. Not completed listings, sold listings. Hit sold listings, and it shows 577 items. So you'll see how much they're selling for. So you want to just kind of look at like the average. There's 15, there's 13, there's 20, there's 12, 20, 24, but you have to also look, are buyer paying shipping or is it free shipping? So, and it also depends on the model. You know, does your pair look like this, or are they a newer pair? This is an older style. So this is an older style. So you need to just go to sold comps and look that way. And just look for a pair that looks just like yours. Try to price it around that area. Usually I like to price just a little bit under. I like to price just a little bit under or right at if it's at a sold comp. But check that video out. It should help. If you have questions, I can totally help you out. I'm going to get back to where, again, I do it all from my phone. So I'm going to go back to where my selling. We just did that. This was a lot. I don't want to show you the person's name, but a lot of 4 shirts. So we have a Nike, an Under Armour, Oakley, and another Under Armour. So 4 shirts sold for $71.84. I combined the shipping for the guy. It actually, this is what I love about eBay now. Look, repeat buyer. So I've sold to this person before, which I love selling to people, repeat buyers. Here are all 4 of them. What I do with these, they buy them, and I will pack them up in one envelope. I use a padded flat rate for this, and I send them the refund. So just put them in this envelope, one envelope, send him the refund. So he paid $28 for shipping, and I sent him the difference. So here it is in the envelope, and I'm going to send it on its way. It's going to Jose. So that was nice. I love when people buy multiple items. This is also what I've been doing. Again, I'm not going to show the person's name, but you see how I put combined shipping, combined shipping, combined shipping? I put that in my title now for a lot of my cheaper items like Nike polos, like all those polos right there. I put combined shipping. That just shows people that like, hey, you buy one, I'll combine shipping. So that guy probably saw those that I said combined shipping and bought them. So I put that in my title. That's something I tried this year and it seems to be working. This is a new brand to me in 2023, maybe late 2022. It's a women's brand and it's called Planet. And this brand does really well. Actually, today I found a pair of joggers. But again, called Planet. And it sold for $49.99. And that was full price. So $49.99. It's super lightweight. But I am shipping it priority because it was a little bit more expensive of an item. And the person doesn't care. They paid for it. So no big deal for them to pay that. Let's see. Making sure, of course, it's going to the right person. So yeah, Planet is a really good brand to look for. It's a bolo. Obviously, women's. I have not found it in men's yet. I don't think they make it in men's. It's Planet by Lauren G. I think it's what it's called. But what they do make in men's is one of my favorite brands to sell. It's Polo Ralph Lauren. I always talk about Polo Ralph Lauren. Why is it my favorite? Because there's so many different items out there. There's vintage, there's special lines, there's really top lines, purple label, double RL, Western shirts. This is a linen cotton blend shirt. So I listed this weekend and it sold already. So that means it sold within 2 days. Sold for $25. Did I underprice it? Maybe. But I didn't find one just like it. And I only paid $4.50 for it. So made that $15 to $20. And it's out the door. Use that money to buy another 4 shirts, make the same amount of money. So I reinvest in my business. I spend a lot of my money, I put it right back in my business, build my inventory, build my store. So that's what I do. And it's going to Ron First Class. Make sure I'm getting y'all. So I love Polo Ralph Lauren. Love Polo Ralph Lauren. Another item that I sold, Tommy Bahama. People always ask, is Tommy Bahama still good? It is good, but it has to be This is called Jacquard, like where the it's like a ghost imprint. So it's got the floral, but it's imprinted in it. It's from far away you might not be able to see, or at night, but when you come close you can tell. It's got the stitching in it, but it's 100% silk. It's purple. It's yelling at you like Tommy Bahama. Usually when it's really bright and floral, those do better. But this one actually didn't do too bad. It's not a great size. It's just a size large. Usually the bigger the better with this brand. Always the bigger the better. But as long as it's silk and cotton, and it's a nice polo, I'll pick it up. And it sold for... That one sold for $30. $30 plus buyer pay shipping. So yeah, they still do sell. There for a while, I felt like they fell off a little bit, for me at least, but it sold for $30 and it's heading out the door. So I thought today a lot about, I did a little talk this morning on my live. If you guys don't join my lives, they're fun. I post them here on YouTube as well, but today on the live, when we go through lives, I show you what not to buy, what to buy. Again, I'm getting into women's clothing, so I'm kind of new to the women's game as far as like that Planet and some other stuff like that. Obviously, I know Lululemon, but we go over a lot of different things. And this morning I was telling the people, this is just an Arizona State, again, source up finds method, which I sell these for, I sold this for $18.88, so I'm only making $12 on it. But reselling can be very time consuming, very time consuming. I spend probably 60, 70 hours a week when it comes to listing, researching, packing, sourcing, thinking. I probably spend 90 hours a week, but it's a lot of time spent. But if you work hard and keep doing it, you will see the rewards. I was able to pay off all of our stuff except for our house. I was able to quit my job and do this full time, and it's opened up a ton of other doors for me. So I was just telling people, you don't give up. There's plenty of times, like Mondays today, I go to thrift stores, maybe the first 3 I go to, there's nothing. So if you're a new thrifter and you're like, I'm gonna give it a try, go to a few thrift stores and you don't find anything, don't give up. Go to those same thrift stores every single day the rest of that week, because that's what I did. When I was a teacher, Monday through Friday, on my way home, I'd go to 3 thrift stores every day, and every day it would be different. I'd find some stuff, no stuff, a lot of stuff. So keep it up. If you have any questions, if you need any support, I'm here for you. Always ask me. Hope you learned some of the stuff that I sold tonight. Hope you pick some of it up if it's useful to you. And I will see you guys later on the next one. Appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. Happy thrifting.